Hi submarine friends. Well, I met my target for today, and that was to install the boat throttle unit. I'm not 1,000% sure I'm going to keep that forever, but it's in here for now and it works well, so let's just see what happens. So the cable runs right here. It's clamped to the, probably can't see it, but it's clamped to the ring. Comes around behind me here, and then it comes right to here. So the hydraulic valve is mounted here. This just simply mounts right to the rod. I think I'm going to cut this excess rod off. So this, of course, is the hydraulic valve. Hydraulic gauge to monitor the pressure in the system going to the hydraulic motor. It's just the gauge is really, the purpose of the gauge really is to see if the motor is sized properly for the system. So if the pressure is over 2,000 psi, then either the motor's working too hard or I'm trying to shove too much oil through it too fast. I think in this case it would be, it's just working too hard. So far I haven't even hit 1,000 psi. So there's obviously room for some more speed here. So my next project, I also got the water separator mounted and the water pump for circulating the cooling water mounted. But my next task should be installing my compressor, but that's pretty boring. So I'm going to work on the steering. So this right here is the steering actuator. Now before I had an electric actuator on it just so I could take it to the lake and test it. I knew it would be painfully slow, and it was just that. It was absolutely painfully slow. Oh my god, it was terrible. I actually ended up just paddling the sub back to shore because I couldn't steer. It's terrible. So anyways, I'd like to make it manual. I don't want it to be hydraulic. I don't want it to be electric. I would just like it to be manual in a way that I can steer while I'm standing up, because I'm going to be standing up a lot, with my head out of the hatch, watching the scenery and whatnot. So I want to be able to stand up and steer, and I thought I would just have it so that I can just push on it with my thigh. So, I could have like a hand tiller like this, but then I can also push back and forth with my leg while I'm standing there. Plus, when I'm sitting in the seat looking out the conning tower windows, I need to be able to steer it. So it's going to take a little bit of ingenuity and effort and engineering and figuring and designing and contemplating, but I think I can do it. So I think I'm going to start working on that tomorrow. Because it's a really important thing. That was something that really pissed me off when I was at the lake. So I want to make sure that that is 100% good. And I want to do that before I put a new electrical panel in and the compressor and all this other stuff, because I don't want anything to interfere with something. Like putting all this in was risky because one thing can interfere with the other. So luckily this all worked out really well. I still have to put the hydraulic shut-off valves. So these are valves, these are hull stops. So I have to weld 2 fittings in the hull so the hydraulic lines can pass through the hull to the hydraulic motor. And so everything that goes through the hull, I know, I've said it 1,000 times, everything that goes through the hull has to have a valve on it. And because it's hydraulic, these are 6,000 psi valves. Not that I need that, but that's just what they happen to be. So I can't use these regular valves that I use for air and water, because these are good for 600 psi, but the hydraulic system is obviously a lot more. So that's one thing left to do, but I'm going to have to go pick up some parts for that. I think I'll pick them up tomorrow, actually. Oh yeah, I can't work on this tomorrow. I got to go to the city. Well, anyways, I'll do that the next day. Ciao for now.